Good morning, Peter.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Finally cleaned up my lower room here, so happy about that.
Nice.
I've got a really nice big room upstairs I do house concerts in, like kind of not that big, but bigger than average. And yeah, been doing like a live kirtan every Thursday, just on
Cool.
this woman. Um, yeah, so, but anyway, how are you?
Good. I forgot that I wanted to use my mic again.
Right.
I didn't have it plugged in. I'm a little worried about my internet. For some reason, it just showed it's unstable. Just let me know if it glitches a ton. I mean, the recording won't glitch, which is good, but that's annoying during the lesson if it's glitching a lot. So let me know if it acts up.
Yeah. And you probably tried like unplugging the modem and
Yeah, it's driving me crazy. I've had to call, I have AT&T, and I've had to call them like 4 times. The last time the guy was like, don't
wow.
split your route.
Oh, you just muted.
Yeah, because I plugged in my mic and it was muted. Now you can hear me, right?
Yeah, great.
Okay, good. And you can hear me well?
Yeah, really well.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. Anyway, so yeah, so that the last guy was like, don't split your signal to have a 5G and a 2.4G. He said, just keep it as one signal.
Oh,
It'll be stronger. But I'm still having issues. I have an extender. I don't know. These things are, I'm like, how come companies and businesses and stores have like this massive amount of Wi-Fi, right? To serve all these people that have
sure.
Wi-Fi devices, and I can't get my house to function properly. It's annoying.
Yeah, I kind of have the same deal. On here, this is a smaller part of the house and it's mainly upstairs. And I've got this extender. I just went to the store and bought a new router yesterday to see if that would solve it.
Right. That's what they
I'll plug
say.
it in is any better.
I mean, my sister-in-law went out and bought like a $200-300 router because that's what they told her. And she said it was still the same problem. So it didn't fix it for her. I know.
It's exactly what I did yesterday. And problem, so yeah, wow.
It is what it is. We'll have to deal with it, unfortunately.
I have to unplug stuff and reconnect it to get it to work right.
Oh, wow. Pain in the butt. Well, let's hope this works well.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, you are glitchy sometimes, but over.
Yeah, same. It freezes every now and then when you're talking too, but we'll just have to deal with it, I guess.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But again, it's probably on my
Let me
end.
check and pull out too, because
I could switch, if I switch the computer to be closer to where my router is, then maybe it will work. Let me just put it over there. And then I'm gonna move my couch and just be in the middle of the hallway.
okay.
Doesn't really matter where I set up.
Right. And hopefully I've been working on trying to get the signal down here working right. So
Right.
hopefully it's not glitching it. Unfortunately, it does work better upstairs than it does here. But I kind of got my camera and everything set up here because I'm not using actually a laptop. It's the camera on.
Are you able to point it down towards your drum though?
Oh yeah, I could tilt it down.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
Right, because you can't really see.
Right.
The djembe.
Cool. All right, you can still hear me okay?
Yeah.
And just
Putting my
make,
hat off a bit. Yeah.
perfect. That's a great view. That works.
Okay. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So let me see where you're at with your sounds since you've been working on the stuff that I gave you last time.
Yeah. So and I've kind of more just tried to work on the parts for the class, but I've been working specifically on just trying to do the sounds. And
Right.
I don't feel like I'm really having a great breakthrough on it. I was kind of trying to do it last night and this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so should I do like kind of 8 with each hand kind of thing, or do,
Yeah, and just do tones for now.
yeah. So what I do find, like when I'm doing your classes, is that I find it very difficult to distinguish between tone and slaps within a pattern.
Oh, right.
You know,
Okay.
when I'm just trying to do all, which I think
Okay.
makes sense. But I'll start with, you know, I'll do 8 with each hand and see how that goes.
Yep.
I'll do it again.
Okay. Cool. Let me do the same thing now with slaps.
Then I have a question too. So should my fingers be flat? They shouldn't be curved up for slaps, right?
No, they shouldn't be curved. You don't want them hyperextended, in other words.
Right.
But
Exactly.
open and they kind of, my hand looks like that. Yeah.
Okay. So like slightly curved inward, not really, almost straight.
Yeah, I'm almost perfectly straight for the slaps.
Yeah.
Okay, stop for a second. It sounds exactly like a tone still to me.
Yeah, that's my problem. So
Okay,
I guess I'm
so
spreading my fingers so far.
no, it's not so much about spreading the fingers apart. It's that when you make contact on the drum, you need to have a snap of your arm and make sure that your fingers are at more of an angle, not, you know, not down too low. So it's really the fingertips, it's like a slingshot, like that.
So it should be like finger pad or really just the tips.
The finger pads is what should hurt, but don't curve them in. Keep them straight. Right. So I think I went over this with you last time too. When you come down on the drum, instead of leaving your hand, you can get a slap when you leave your hand there, but for your purpose, you're trying to get more consistent. And I think to do that, have your fingers be ready to pull back up. And that comes from kind of the combination of your elbow pulling your arm back up and just always wanting this to be your default position. So your default position is where you want your hands to go back up to. Don't lay down heavy on the edge. That's the fulcrum, but it's not where the sound comes from.
So I should be kind of lifting up.
Yeah, yeah. Remember, your default position for your wrist, you want it to always go back up to this. This is your resting position. So when it snaps, it goes back up. Not, yeah.
So the wrist kind of comes down like maybe that far.
Lower your hand a little bit. I can't see it.
Oh, right. It's like that
Now your
kind
image
of-
froze. Hang on.
Oh,
There we go. Okay, now I see you. So your wrist should come down. When it comes down, it's still like that. So from there to there.
okay. Like that.
It's a small amount. What you're looking for is that sharp, it should be a sharp ping. Don't lay heavy on the padded part of your hand on the edge of the drum. Don't lay heavy on that. Remember, that's just the fulcrum.
Sort of.
So you're still resting your hand though. When you come down on the drum, your resting position is still there. Try to make your resting position back up here. Yeah. So use your arm to get it back up. Yeah. You're starting to get them. Yes, split the screen.
It almost seems like a harmonic, like when you play tabla and try to do the high note. Like if you hit it just right, it's high pitched.
That's a tompalon. It's not exactly a slap if you have all those harmonics happening. It's another kind of sound, but
Oh,
you get that. You want to be able to utilize that sound after you've really mastered the first slap. So you got a really hard, that's like the really sharp slap, right? Does that distort on my microphone? Is it too loud?
no, it's good.
Okay, so tone. And then, so I turn my angle a little bit, and that's in between a tone and a slap. So those are 3 different pitches that are going on.
Right. Oh, wow. Oh,
But-
your mic is very slightly distorting. Very
Okay.
slightly.
Yeah, because
Not really,
it's
not
a lot
really.
closer than it usually is. So let me bring it down. How's that?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. So the most important thing though is not getting the harmonic one. It's really trying to get that sharp. And you can see that my hand comes back up. My resting position is up here, my angle, not down there.
Right.
So I don't come down on the drum and leave my hand flat. And it's really a snap. I'll be right back. I'm gonna open the door for the kittens.
Yeah.
Keep
I'm just
going.
gonna-
That was starting to look good.
Oh, great. Did it.
So if you feel this part of your hand touching, then you need to change some stuff, because on the tone, that's where you want to feel it. But on the
Right.
slap, it should be at an angle, so much so that really the only thing you feel are the tips of the fingers, the pads, smacking on the drum.
Okay.
But if you
And
feel
even
any of
this,
this stuff, then either your fingers are too straight, hyperextended.
the
So
tips
it's
have
not
barely
totally
touched the
curved,
edge,
right?
right?
But it's such that my pads are going to touch before the other part of my hand. Now you're right-handed, right? Or you're
Yeah.
okay. Try on your right hand. So it's hard for me to get a sense because the camera keeps like it's a slow motion, so I can't fully see the action on your hand. I'm
Oh,
what it kind of, you know, kind of looks like this is your right hand, that you're coming down and you're kind of flat and you're just laying a little bit heavy on the drum and then coming off versus more of a quick release where you come down on the drum and literally as soon as you feel the edge of the drum, you don't really ever think of your fingers touching. You think of this position in the air, and as soon as you get to that position, you pull your hand away. And what happens is there's a little bounce in the fingertips, and that's what causes them to pop on the drum. Very, you know, it's not your control, okay? But so if
right.
you keep this position in your mind and you pull away as soon as you get to that position, see, it doesn't even look like I'm going down on the drum, whereas when you're playing, I can see your hand staying down on the drum.
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah.
you can't even, yeah, you can't see the impact, but you see my position stays as much as possible up like that.
Right. Okay.
So the energy of the djembe is always lifting up. You're always lifting up in the air. You're never, it's very different than congas or tabla where you're laying down on the skin and kind of staying connected to it. Djembe is always up in the air.
Okay.
Now do like four or eight in a row really fast. Dun, 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 dun. Okay? How did that feel?
It feels better. I'm trying to be really conscious of not hitting the edge too hard because
Uh-huh.
I know I have hit the edge too hard most of the time.
Okay.
It feels like I'm getting it better when I do that than when I do it slow.
Yeah. So that quickness you need to be able to get even when you're playing slow. So
Right.
you know when you come down, like you're coming down on the drum, you're doing it and then you go down and rest, and then you go and then you rest, and then you go and then you rest. So instead, when you're doing it fast, you don't have that rest, which kind of is resetting your hand to flat. So when you're off the drum, just let your wrists stay up here. Come off and keep your hands. So kind of like first position of djembe is there. If you're not on the drum, your hands are like that position, right? That's where your hands are if you're not on the drum. They're ready to go. They're never going to be flat.
Sure. Okay.
So even if you're slow, you're coming back up and you're holding it up in that position, ready for the next one. You do. Do you see what you do? You come down on the drum and then you let it relax down like that. You go bam, and then you go down, and then you go bam, and then you go down. Try to go like that and leave your hand up at that angle, ready to come back down for the next slap. Keep your angle up. Keep it up. Up, up. Yes. Always up. Good. Good. Yep. Don't let your palms ever go down. Keep your palms like you're showing me your palm. Yep. Some of those are sounding good.
I think it feels better. Holding it back seems to be working better.
Good.
For sure.
Good. Now try 4 in each hand, not super fast, but like maybe this tempo.
Okay. It froze, but I think I got the idea.
Okay. So how is that feeling when you do the 4 back to back? How consistent on your slaps do you feel like you're getting? It's super glitchy,
well,
sorry.
Right now, how I feel is that it's a new movement where I'm really bending my wrist more back than I have before. Mm-hmm. So it's really helpful.
And it froze again.
I think maybe I'm getting the slaps slightly better.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to get to, I don't want your wrists to be strained, but this position, like I said, should be kind of your default. That should be a natural, that should feel like totally fine to just leave it there and be relaxed.
Yeah.
Eventually.
I kind of feel like stretching this would be very good for me. Mm-hmm. You know, I have a company doing brick and stone masonry, so
I know we talked about that.
My arms are kind of like, you know.
Yep.
Like, you know, I try to do yoga and try to stretch. I find, you know, I can't bend backwards like a lot of other people can.
Right.
But
that's
I do
still
think
pretty
that
good extension that you just had. That's
okay. So
that's better. That's
bad.
actually better than some people that I've taught. So yeah.
Good.
You should be good.
Because I did observe, you know, because I play kit with a lot of djembe players, and to me it looks like their hands are like flying back when they're playing.
Right.
And yeah, so
I want the next thing I want you to do. I want to hear 4 tones and then 4 slaps. So you're gonna do tones, 4 on each hand, and then 4 slaps, and then 4 tones, and then 4 slaps. Okay, at about that tempo, not super fast, but not too slow, so that you keep a nice fluid motion going.
Great. So the tone should be the same motion, I guess, back.
Exactly. Yes. You got a nice extension on your left hand. If you notice, your slaps are better on your left hand because you've got a really nice extension and distance. Yeah. And the right hand is just staying a little bit stiffer.
Oh,
so
interesting.
it's not getting quite that swing, you know, and the extensions when you do the slaps.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed they seem easier with my left hand.
Yep.
Right.
So put a little attention when you do your right hand and make sure you're getting it loose as you come down for the slaps.
Okay.
It froze again. Which hand is which, because your video is not in sync. It's totally glitching, but I can hear your left hand slaps are great.
Huh. Interesting.
Your right hand, first 2 are usually not that great. Maybe the third one you get it, and maybe the fourth one you get it. So it's interesting that your right hand is just really stiff and locked up when you come down. I can't see it because it's glitching, but I can tell that that's what's going. It's not there. There's a, you know, let the energy kind of flow through that right hand and let it bounce, and instead of like being stiff and hard and heavy. So now I want you to do 2. Tone, 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 slap, 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 slap.
Okay.
I'm starting to hear nice distinction. Are you?
Yeah, I'm definitely hearing more distinction.
Good.
and
Now the
trying
next
to-
step, you're going to do both in one hand and then both in the other. So you're going to do tone, tone, slap, slap in the same hand, and then tone, tone, slap, slap, and alternate that way.
Okay. Sorry. Half the time I don't know, with the right hand especially, the slap
Yeah.
ends up not being so kind of. I mean, I'm trying to lift up every time. So.
Yeah. So, for example, this is what the motion of my hand. I'm going to lift it up so you can see. So I'll do 2 tones and 2 slaps, right? And I'll just keep alternating. You really don't see any difference in my stroke, right? My angles are the same, my trajectory, my motion is straight up and straight down. If you were to look at it more straight on, it looks like this. So again, it's the same motion. I just have a slightly tipped hand like that when I do the tone, ever so slightly. And then for the slap, I just leave it really loose and relaxed, and I come back up to that position. So that's kind of what you're looking for, is that smoothness of energy flowing through your arm.
Yeah, the video kind of went into slow motion when you're doing that, but I could.
It'll be on the recording anyway. I don't know if it's your internet or my internet. I honestly, or a combination of both.
I'm not sure. It could be a combination, because I've got to resolve that, because my upstairs is way better than down here.
Right.
But this is a better.
I'm only
Can you do
about,
this?
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm about 12 feet from my router. So.
Yeah, I'm on a different floor than my router, but I have to right beside my computer that seems temperamental. So, yeah. So, yeah.
Try it again. Just do the right hand for a minute so that you can try to dial in and focus on what is going on. Tone, tone, slap, slap, tone, tone, slap, slap, and see if you can, feel what's going on to make adjustments so that you get the sharpness on the slap.
It's interesting. If I watch myself on the camera, it's actually more useful than watching my own hand.
Nice.
I can actually see what's going on more.
Nice.
Oops. think that was a bit better.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's getting more distinction. So keep working on that and try to get faster and faster, do, that. And then you're going to want to do alternating. When you feel comfortable, then you're going to do one, right? The idea is once you're consistent going back and forth, then it'll be a lot easier to make those distinctions in the rhythms that you learn.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Great. Let's try the other. Back to. So I think I got the habit of doing the tone like.
Yeah.
And not. So trying to pull off, having a harder time getting a sound.
Yeah. You want to keep that motion, and not be doing.
Not that, yeah.
It's coming. I can start hearing it. Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's about your own discovery. This is now your homework, basically. You want to sit with that, your ear is your biofeedback. When it sounds right, it's going to tell your body that was a good sound. Okay. And the more you can make that connection, the more consistent your sound will be.
Right.
To the point that you don't have to think about it when you're playing the rhythm. So this kind of work is really important to dial in your sound. And we say it's cleaning your hands.
Right.
So
yeah.
that you get the clear sound.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. So I find, if I kind of concentrate on it, I think I can find the position for the tone and pull it off.
And start memorizing the sound, the voice of your drum. Start connecting with what does that good slap sound like?
Right.
What are you striving to hear when you play it? And what does that good tone sound like? And have that in your head when you're going to play it. Like think it as you're going down to play that tone. You know what the tone is supposed to sound like on your drum. You know what the slap is supposed to sound like. So that also you want to have, that's what I say, the mind, body, spirit all lines up. When everything is connected, that's also going to help you internalize everything about making the sound, that you don't have to think about it so much.
Right, sure. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of feel like I know what to work on now.
Perfect.
And so that, yeah.
Perfect.
That's great. Yeah.
And then do you have any questions on the rhythms that we did? Or are you good with those?
I think if I go back to it's rotated sofa was one, right?
Right. Sofa was one.
Yeah. And it's funny, once I did my notation, that it didn't make, oh, wow, is that a kitten?
Yeah, we're fostering it. She was climbing up over the back of the computer.
Oh, what a sweetie. Oh, yeah, I have two cats here. I used to do, well, I was married. She's no longer with us as of a couple of years ago, but she was a cat rescuer. So there used to be a lot of kittens here.
Yes.
And
that's a sweet thing.
Yeah,
they are so sweet.
Oh, she looks, wow.
Here's
she
the other
looks
guy.
like a baby version of my cat.
Here's the other guy.
You know what's super weird? They both look like babies of my cats that I have.
Oh, wow.
Now. Yeah.
These guys are brother, sister.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were hoping to like keep one of them, but our older cat, who's like 3 years old, is not having it. He's being super aggressive with them, and he's a loner. So we're just fostering them. I have a gal coming over to look at the orange tabby, the male, today. So.
Oh wow, nice.
But it's
Oh,
been fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's super sweet. For your daughter too. Yeah.
Yeah. They're
Wow.
super sweet.
It's amazing how good your daughter is at drumming for what looks like a young age, but not surprising, you know?
No, I know. She's been doing it for a long time. She's grown up with it, been around it so much. It's another language for her. She hears it, she can say it, sing it, and it's like
Wow.
speaking
How old
another
is she?
language.
Wow. How old is she?
She's 13.
13. Oh, nice. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Great to have a partner to do the classes with too.
Big time. I don't think I'd be
Yeah.
able to do it. I tell her all the time, I'm like, no, I need you at class today. I can't play,
Right.
I can't teach unless I got the Dunum behind me.
Does she ever get out there at school and play and stuff? Well, I guess
No.
school is different. Not really. No.
Yeah, tried to get her to do talent shows in elementary school. And she was like, nope, don't want to do it.
Maybe later on she'll realize.
Little by little, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
So
think we're
good. So-
good. Do you feel like you need to do any more?
No, I don't think. That's probably as far as I can go, and yeah,
And then just
definitely.
practice, like spend a good 10 minutes every day just doing that kind of thing and getting familiar with the sound that you want to get for your tones and slaps and trying to make them more consistent.
Right. Yeah. That sounds great.
Okay.
And,
And then I can check in with you if you want in 2 weeks. If you're still,
Yeah. That would be great because my life is full of distractions and a lot of music things at the moment too.
Yeah.
So I haven't put the attention that I wanted to, but this was very helpful.
Good.
That I had forgotten to do that.
Good.
Just the most basic thing.
Fabulous.
So yeah, I'd love to do that for sure. And thank you, and I'll PayPal you and all that. I'll see you at the class tomorrow too. Yeah.
Perfect. That'll be great. Yes.
Great.
Awesome.
Excellent.
All right.
Thanks,
Happy
Mona.
Father's Day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
See ya.
Bye.